Really exciting day. Everything arrived with the big bag. So we had a big delivery, and now it looks like we know what we're doing. We've got the crushed quarry stone, which we will use for the foundation. We've got gravel, which we're going to use for the drainage. And we've got sand, which we'll use for the cement, and obviously cement. And we've also got the bricks. We've got two different sizes of bricks. We've got one which is 20 width and one which is 15 width, only because I think we need a slightly stronger wall at the bottom of our swimming pool than we do at the top. So the next stage really now is to dig the trench for the wall at the bottom of the retaining wall at the bottom of the swimming pool. You might wonder why I'm putting the soil on top. Well, it's because once I've built the wall, we're going to need some soil to backfill. I don't want to put the soil at the bottom here and then have to try and heave it right over the top. So I'm sort of doing the heavy work now. So we're about to make the concrete for the foundations. Luckily our kind French neighbour has lent us his cement mixer, so we've got that on loan. What you want to do is you want to add the water in first before you do anything else. So you add some water in first, then we're going to add, for us we're going to add 2 spades of cement, 6 spades of sand and 12 spades of aggregate. Now the aggregate we've got is like a crushed stone with kind of bits and sand. And then we're going to add that in the mixer. As soon as you put the water in, get it mixing, and then add all of the everything else as you go along, but at least it's mixing. But water in first is really important. When adding the water, always err on the side of caution, because you can add more in, but you can't take it out. There we go, first load. Now we've got to take it down to where we're putting the foundations in. So what we've done, we've obviously dug our trench. I've got a line at the back which I've put with a piece of string and I've leveled it. And this is to give us a line so I know where to put the concrete up to. We need a depth of 20 centimetres. So we've marked this and we know it's 20 centimetres all the way along. And then it gives me something as a guide to fill up the concrete to that level. And then I'll try and level it to a better level later. Also, what I've done is I've stuck some spikes into the ground. And I'm going to pour the cement around and I'll build the bricks up through these, and this will give the wall extra strength and support. So what I'm doing here is I'm roughly leveling it to the string line as we saw before, and then I'm going to get the leveler and level both ways, so long ways and depth ways, with 2 different levelers to make sure it's absolutely level. Perfect. So I've put the first layer of blocks down. Obviously we waited a week for the foundations to dry before laying the wall. To do that I put a string either side so that I had a line to follow. So I knew the wall was going in a straight line. So today is a bit miserable. However, needs must. I need to get on and get this drainage in place so that I can carry on building a wall. We've sort of set our deadline for the end of June, and ideally we need to hit it, because one, it will get really hot, and the whole point of having the swimming pool area is so we can dip in the swimming pool, but 2, because it'll just get too hot to work as well. So I've got a limited time, so I'm cracking on even though the weather is really quite miserable today. So the first thing I've done, you can see behind me the plastic tubes that I'm going to use for the drainage. So I've measured them out and laid them in the actual trench so that I know that they all fit and they're the right length and everything else. And then what I've done is I've just removed them, and now I've got this material that you can see behind me, this white material. This lets water through but doesn't let dirt or grime or grub or stones or anything else through. What it does is it will protect the drainage so that water can sink through, but it won't get blocked with sediment and everything else. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm cutting the material to the right length and the right width, and then I'm laying it down so that it overlays on the first brick. And what I will do with that is I will actually lay the first brick on top of that, and that will keep it in place. Then it goes down into the trench and back up the wall, where I've just stuck some pegs in it to hold it while I put the stones and drainage in the middle of it, and then I'll put the pipe in. So as you can see, I've now started to lay the drainage stonage in my trench in the white material, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure there's a slight angle to that so that the water drains down the pipe towards the end there. So here's a little tip for you. The drainage tubes that come with these holes pre-cut cost a lot more than just a normal tube. So I've just bought some kind of plastic tubing. I'm using 100mm here, and I've just used my angle grinder to just cut holes in along the side of one of the tubes, and that will give me the tubes that I need for my drainage. As I build the wall, I'll put more stones over the pipe and eventually cover it back over with the material. It doesn't need to go along the wall side because the wall's pretty clean and it shouldn't get any debris, so it's only staying on the sort of kind of, I suppose, hill muddy side that I'm doing it. In places where I didn't have enough of the kind of white material, I've made sure it's in the most important places really, which is on the back wall there and on this supporting wall here. There was only a piece here that I didn't have, so I've just used weed liner. It will do the same sort of thing. It will let water through, but won't let soils and stones through. So I'm just laying the bricks, obviously putting my mortar down, then laying the bricks. You've got to make sure they're level always. So I've got my leveler here and I'm leveling that way and this way to make sure the wall's completely level. There we are, I finished the wall. So this is the retaining wall at the back, and I've got another retaining wall up there. Both are finished, both have done. I'm really pleased with them. There's a bit of mistakes here and there, but there we are. I'm not a professional. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Please subscribe to my channel. The link's on the screen now. Next job, the decking. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. Cheers guys, bye.